Now on a former police chief who was sentenced to 3 years in prison for framing innocent people with crimes they did not commit.
Tonight, a public defender is outraged, saying the punishment for the chief should have been much harsher. He spoke to local 10 News reporter Todd Tongan, who has more on this. Todd.
Louis and Lori, keep in mind that these crimes happened several years ago. Since then, a new chief has been brought in here. He's cleaned house and by all accounts has been very transparent. That said, back in the day when these crimes were going down, it was a group of 3 officers and 1 rogue chief.
What happened in this case to me is abhorrent.
Miami-Dade's public defender Carlos Martinez is outraged after the former police chief of the village of Biscayne Park, Raimundo Atesiano, received only a 3-year prison sentence for years of conspiring to frame minorities for crimes they didn't commit, so he could improve his department's crime-solving rate.
One of the people that got sentenced to 5-year state prison was Clarence Desrollo.
The then 16-year-old had 3 home burglaries falsely pinned on him, and he served that time in state prison before being deported.
Will somebody please explain to me how Mr. Desrollo gets 5 years, but the guy who framed him for those crimes that he never committed gets less of a sentence?
Now there's a civil case pending. 3 other former officers also disgraced the badge, and 2 pled guilty this past summer. Martinez showed us a graph of arrests made after Atesiano joined the department, and they went up at an alarming rate.
Then it goes to 700. And this is his full year as chief, is 808.
Even though less than a dozen cases were mentioned in the indictments, Martinez believes this goes much deeper.
It's probably more than 2,000 people who were impacted.
However, no more charges will be filed against the crooked cops because the statute of limitations has run out. But Martinez says there's much more work to be done.
I want to see convictions vacated. I want to see administrative expungement of those arrests. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these cases involve misdemeanors where people pled guilty, or in many cases, the charges were dropped, but they still have an arrest on their record. So a lot of work still needs to be done to clear these cases for these innocent people.
Remember the 3 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic, and you can become lawyers, doctors. That's what America is all about.
Come on, go! I'll be back, okay? Where you guys going? Get a shot here.
Is this a militant action? Are the Panthers storming the Capitol?
Absolutely not. We get it in a mess. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense calls upon the American people in general, and black people in particular, to take careful note of the racist California legislature now considered a Mulford Act, which is aimed to keep black people disarmed and powerless when a racist police agency throughout this country intensify the terror, brutality, murder, and repression of black people. Now, I got a question for you. Which way is the state assembly?
It's right up there on the 2nd floor.
All right, good man. All power to the people.
Yeah.
We, the soldiers of the National Liberation Front of America, in the name of the workers and all the oppressed of this imperialist country, have struck a fatal blow to the racist police state. What better revolutionary example than to let the president perish in the inhuman dungeon of his own imperialist prison? The bosses of the racist...
Unlock the pod. She's bolted the door.
Can't you shoot off the lock?
No, sir. She's pressurized the cabin.
How about lifting the door off at the hinges?
No, sir.
Hey, you know, Kobe Bryant was up in Eagle again today.
Oh, yeah? What do you think, Mr. Jefferson? You think Kobe's guilty or innocent? I think he's definitely going to jail. I just love seeing smug celebrities get their comeuppance.
I think it's wrong what the police do to wealthy black men.
Oh, come on, Mr. Jefferson. You're not one of those who think that the police go around framing rich black people just because they're jealous.
Yes, because their hearts are full of greed and they have doo-doo in their souls.